What's going on, everybody? Your host, AMF1534 here. Welcome back to Let's Play some more Gran Turismo, the once again turning right simulator, because we need to change out our tires one more time as we head into the final stretch of this first endurance race. And I think that if we play our cards correctly, like if we don't do it the wrong way, we could probably get this race finished in under the 60-minute mark, which I think is a perfectly feasible thing. I mean, we only have 8 laps to go. We should be able to do that in under 20 minutes. I mean, if we're going, you know, eight laps to go with, on average, 2-minute laps, then we should have a couple minutes to spare even. So we will get done with this race finally. We will get our lovely little cash prize, and they will deliver, I'm sure, a lovely, probably racing edition vehicle by mail into our giant garage, because I'm sure that's how they do it. I'm sure they deliver cars by mail. You know, those giant semi-carriers for mail. We've all seen those before. So, you know, whatever. And then we will get to start up another one. We won't do it in this episode, but we'll definitely get to start up another endurance race here pretty quick, as there are 2 remaining at this point. And, I mean, those ones will actually involve racing edition cars, which, if I really wanted to, I could just purchase the racing modification for this car, and then we could just do this entire endurance race all over again with this car against better competition, obviously. But I think that our percentage of winning would still be insanely high. I think that we'd still have a really good opportunity to pull it off, just because we are that much better with everybody. And I mean, even though I've not been my skills have not been great on this race, I have, you know, had 30 laps worth of training to kind of, you know, get my bearings together here, so that, you know, when I have to do it again, we'll be able to be at least fairly decent at it, because those first, you know, 4, 5, 6 laps, that's really what's going to be necessary to help, you know, pull away from your competition. So I think that's how it's going to go. We're going to be in fairly good shape for it. So it's really crazy, man. We've got 2 endurance races left, and then we have that kind of GT World Championship thing, and that's pretty much the last little bit. So I mean, we're really coming down to the end of it. I'm really kind of sad. I mean, this game is so much shorter than GT2, and like, don't get me wrong, I've been having a wonderful time playing this, but I really wish I would have played more of this when I was younger, man. This thing really never got its due diligence from me. I just kind of really played favorites with the second one. So hey, at least I'm getting there. At least I'm getting the experience one way or the other. Always better late than never, unless it's an anniversary, because if you don't remember your anniversary when you're married, oh god, you are sleeping on the couch, and she's probably gonna like wake you up in the middle of the night by, you know, putting on one high heel shoe and like stepping on your dick while you're sleeping. Like, that is a very strong possibility that might happen to you. And to all men whose girlfriends just heard that, and that's now an idea that is engraved in their skulls, I deeply apologize, because probably at least one of you is going to end up getting that for something. So I apologize. And now we're having kind of this little battle here. He doesn't want to. This guy does not want to be the only person to be passed, you know, to be lapped by me. But it's happening. It is happening. It was bound to happen at some point. Usually during every endurance race that I do, there's always one or 2 people that end up getting lapped by me, because I'm just so much better than all of those guys. So that's just how it goes. Oh my god, I've got story time for you guys today. It's definitely going to pale in comparison to the last story that we dealt with in here, with the whole disemboweling adventure. But this is, dude, it's something else. This is pretty wild in its own right. So yesterday I was just sitting here, and I was you know, rendering an episode of Soma, and I was thinking to myself, you know, I'm gonna be going down to the arcade for one of their tournaments here, and I kind of want to get like a new shirt to wear to this place. And I've always been really bad about like buying clothing for myself. So usually, like, most of the clothes that I get are usually for like my birthday and Christmas generally, but every once in a while I'll indulge and I'll go out and buy some. And so I was like, you know what? I'll go pop over to FYE, and I'll go see what they've got in terms of of cool shirts. They had this really awesome Teen Titans shirt that I wanted to get my hands on. It was like an exclusive one, and it had like the whole lineup of everybody standing there, and it was all in like black and gray and red, and it had Teen Titans written in like Japanese on the deal, and so it looked really cool. I really wanted to get it, so I went and popped down there to see if they had one, and they did not. They had it, but they didn't have it in extra large. Go figure. So I'll have to wait. But I did pick up this really awesome Breaking Bad one. I actually it's the one that you guys will see in the update video that I'm gonna post here pretty quick. So that one's pretty cool. It's got like a picture of Walt's face, and he's got like he's got the hat on, and it says "I am the danger" on it. So it's so cool. I love it already. But while I was in there, I saw one of the most ridiculously outfitted human beings on the planet in there. And I just don't understand what the thinking process was for this person to even think about doing that. Hey, we just had our fastest lap ever. There it is. We done did it. We finally beat that 151, got that 151 Malibu rum with that pineapple juice that Tech 9 is so very fond of, as he says a lot in his songs. But I saw this person. I have no clue what the thinking process was for this particular individual when he walked out the door of his home today. If he even did that, I'm not even sure. He may have been homeless. Who knows? But I've definitely got a picture of it. I will put it on the screen for you. It's just so fucking ridiculous. This guy. This is a guy, just in case you're wondering. This is not just a heinously disgusting-looking woman. This was indeed a man, because his voice was deeper than mine, and he just had all the facial traits of a man, so there's no way that it was just like an overly dominant woman. This guy, he's got just like this really, really greasy-ass, ratty, long hair. He's wearing like this insanely, probably like 3 sizes too small, even though he shouldn't have been wearing it anyways, this gray sports bra that his man fat was just kind of like bulging out of it in the first place. He was wearing these really gross-ass, like, tattered green, like, jogging shorts that, like, he kind of, like, rolled them up a little bit, but they were also, it looked like they were kind of cut off down towards the bottom, and they just, he really shouldn't have been doing it. He was wearing, like, these really, like, kind of, sort of, almost knee-high, like, pink socks. And then he had, like, these gross-ass, like, 1970 pink platform shoes that looked like they had, like, some multicolored rainbow cork on the bottom of them. Dude, here's the picture of it. It's just so ridiculous. I just looked at, I just had the picture of it up on my phone so I could describe it to you. So disgusting, and like, I don't know if the dude was gay. I have no idea. Like, he didn't like, he wasn't really like carrying himself like you know, like how some gay people are like overly flamboyant about how they carry themselves, and you know, they got like the really hard lisp, and they just like, they talk like super feminine. This guy wasn't necessarily like that, so if he was gay, he was just like really, I don't know, he didn't really like, he didn't exude that at all. May have been a drag queen, no idea. I've never, if that's the case, I've never seen anybody dressed that way before. Or maybe, you know, he was just like, maybe he was a homeless guy, and maybe that's just what he so happened to have stumbled upon, and was just like, well, fuck it, it's clothes, I'm gonna wear it. He had no shame about it either. Like, he was rocking that stuff, man. I'll tell you, as uncomfortable as it was to look at, like, he was down with it. He was just rolling with it. He's just like, fuck it, man, this is my persona, and I am going to take it to the limit. I mean, he is going to push it to the limit by Rick Ross, you know. He certainly did. So, yeah, that's, that, my friends, this is Salem, Oregon, for all of you that do not particularly have an awareness of the type of people that are around here at any given time in the world. This is what's generally here. Ooh, had a decent chance there. We were only half second off. It was pretty close. It's pretty close. I don't think we're gonna beat that 149.329. just because we are getting to the point where our tires are going to start getting significantly worse with the last few laps here. But that's okay. At least I know that we did beat the record once. And that, my friends, is all that matters. Da, 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 da. But yeah, dude, this Salem, Oregon, you're bound to find some weird things quite often here. Like, I've told you about a whole number of things over the 5 years I've been doing Let's Play stuff about weird people that I've seen. Like this person that I just showed you, about the person that drove the Barbie truck that for some reason decided to be a really cool idea on like this person's like Isuzu old ass truck, that they would just take a whole bunch of like naked Barbie dolls and like Ken dolls and strap it to the front of his or her car, like on the bumper, and like all over the place, have them like, you know, on display inside the deal too. It was just, oh, so weird, so uncomfortable. I've seen you know, all just a whole weird, and to think like up in Portland where I went to my Comic-Con convention, that's where it is so much worse. Like, there are people that they just there's been people that, like, there was a guy that I saw a picture on Twitter from a friend of mine that lives up there. They posted a picture of a guy that was he was riding around on the freeway, well, not on the freeway, but on like one of the main like causeways near a bridge. He was actually on the bridge riding a unicycle in nothing more than a Darth Vader mask and a thong. I was just like, what the hell is this? Are these people? Like, these people live in the same state as me. What the freaking hell is going on right now? The picture, I think that they actually deleted the tweet, unfortunately. I don't know why they would have done that, but I don't think that they actually have it anymore. But there's been plenty of things like that, man. You'll see, like, I've had people, like, walk into my store before. There was a girl that, she had, like, crazy blue hair that went from, you know, went all the way down to the floor, just about. I mean, she was, like, 4'8", so it's not like it was, like, a world record or anything, but it was, like, almost all the way down to the floor. Like, it was all the way down at, like, her shins. And it was just, like, bright, like, you know, like, blue raspberry icy from 7-Eleven blue. It was that kind of blue. It was insane. Or I've seen, you know, people that came in wearing like Scottish kilts and just like also, and the guy that came in wearing like Scottish kilt, and he had like this weird like pimp cane and like the cap with the feather in it. It's just okay. I don't really know what's going on here. Just all sorts of things. So yeah, dude. Oregon, if you're looking for a state that's got weird people in it, look no further than here, man. This is the place. I feel like this is the king of weird places. Thus, why the motto of Portland is to keep Portland weird. They totally embrace that. Thus, why they named their minor league, one of their new minor league baseball teams that they're going to have. They are called the Portland Pickles. For Christ's sake, why would you think about doing that? That is a terrible name for a. Even if it's, you know, semi-pro, that's the name of your franchise. People got to get on board with that crap. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, here we go. 2 laps remaining. 2 freaking laps remaining. We are almost there. We're bringing it home, Carl. Carl! Alright, here we go. Alright, that wasn't a good turn at all. That was a very bad turn. It was not good. Not a good one, but that's okay. We've only done that just a couple of times. Yeah. I feel like well, actually, it's a tread thing. I was like, I feel like even the brakes are starting to get worse in how well we're able to stop. But that definitely has a lot to do with the fact that just the tread on our tires isn't making it any easier to stop at this point. That's okay. We'll make it. We might even pass another person here. We're definitely coming up on somebody. I'm coming up behind you, gonna steal your position. I'm going to come up and steal your soul and wear it on my head and go to the prom with it on. I don't want to spend all of them precious calories chewing. Okay. Oh my god, yeah, these it's already happened in the other couple episodes, but the last couple laps that you do before you have to go into the pits are always just so bad. Like you kind of like don't even care about getting through turns well anymore. You just kind of want to just kind of force your way through everything just so you can get there, just so it can kind of be out of your life at this point. I'm going to take you down. Oh, I almost had him. You can't hide from me, Skyline. We're all going the same direction here. You cannot escape me. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you on this final lap, as they would say in. I think they did that on. Let's see. It was on San Francisco Rush. Yeah, in the especially the arcade ones, it was a little bit easier to hear it, but you'd have the really cool ass guy with the cool voice. 2 laps to go. But the final lap one was always my favorite one, because that's when you see it on the mini map that that the number of laps remaining goes from a 2 to just like the checkered flag, and you're just like, oh shit, man, I'm almost there, and you get that awesome voice, the final lap deal, and it kind of has a little bit of echo and like reverb on it, so it sounds extra cool, and then you get first place, you win. That whole kind of deal. Oh boy. Actually, speaking of Rush, I'm so bummed out. I went to the Coin Jam last night for their Mario Kart 64 tournament. I didn't participate this time. I actually it took me too long to get signed up for it, so I ended up not being a part of it. But I went there anyways just to go kind of check it out. And I noticed that when I got there, because I hadn't been there in a couple of weeks, they actually they took out their Rush the Rock cabinets that they had in there, and that was like my favorite game that they had in the entire place. I had all the lap records in there on both cabinets, and yeah, they totally took them out. They totally took them out. I mean, they have them in storage. It's not like they're not going to bring them back in at any point, but I totally get it, man. They definitely wanted to put the Super Mario Kart arcade ones in there. And they wanted to have they wanted to get like the 4-player part of it, because they only had 2 of them in there for the longest time, and obviously that's going to make you more money, because people are obviously way more familiar with Super Mario Kart than they are with San Francisco Rush. So I totally get it, I get it, but it's still like a little part of me was really sad about it when I caught wind of it. But okay, so right as I was getting ready to leave, they were kind of doing some of the later stages of the. They were doing the later stages of the whole tournament, and they were doing a 4-player race, and they were doing Bowser's Castle, and they were on the final lap, and the one guy that won it, he was like way ahead of everybody. Like he was like half a lap ahead, so it was really just the race for second place. And the 3 people were like right there on each other. They were all kind of right in there, but the person that was playing as Princess Peach, she had a little bit of a lead, but not like way too much. And they were going through the part where you kind of go up the spire, and you kind of are doing like that crazy kind of like spiral turn. And I don't know what this person was thinking. They had 1 green shell, and instead of just either like holding it behind you to use it as like a little security thing, or just firing it backwards before you go up into the turn, the person fired the green shell forward, which going into a spiral turn like that is a terrible idea. It's like one of the single worst things that you could do, because, what did we get? Ooh, we got a Nismo GTR. Look at that thing. That thing is sexy. I actually really like the blue walls around the... Oh, that looks really cool. I like the body kit on it, too. It actually looks really, really nice. I'm digging it, man. I'm digging it. I like it a lot. Okay, so, next time, by the way, well, I'll finish up the story here in a second. So next time, I think what we're going to do, just so you guys don't get stuck watching another 30 laps of the exact same thing, I think we'll jump over to this Grand Valley one. And I think that we'll use a different car for it as well. I really kind of want to use a different car for it. I will use the GTO again on the all-night one, just because it's the car that we're really going to need in order to have the best chance to win there. But we will definitely, I think we'll actually go out and buy a car. Why not? We've got $780,000. We'll go out and buy a car, specifically for this championship. So when we come back, we'll do that. But so they fired the green shell ahead of themselves. And as soon as they did it, I was like, oh my god, what are you doing, you idiot? And they drove right into it. And so they ended up hitting the shell. And they actually, like, when they hit the shell, they glitched through the wall, flew out and fell into the lava. And so everybody's like freaking out because that ended up setting that person back further into like 3rd place. And then the person that passed them, they did the same damn thing and did that as well. The person that brought up the rear behind the two of them, they went up through the deal, and there's like that gap between the spire and it like kind of goes over some lava and then down into the next deal. That person jumped too early and then jumped and flew off the thing and fell in the lava with the other ones. And so then it was like a race between 2 more people. One person had picked up a like a little like turbo mushroom. They used it, and they lost control of their car, slammed into the wall, and like spun out. And the person ended up going around them and and got 2nd place. And then that person kind of just like thought that the game was over. And so the person that had fallen in the lava before them got set back on the track and came right around that other person and got 3rd place. And so that person just like quit and got 4th. It was so funny. Oh god, it was what a nightmare race for that person. I never actually saw who won it, but yeah, dude, it was pretty crazy. It was a pretty crazy little thing. So, my friends, we have run out of time for this episode, but when we come back next time, we're going to start up the Grand Valley 300. It's not 300 laps. I think it's like 300 kilometers. I think is kind of what they judge that whole thing off of as far as distance is concerned. So, with that said, my friends, thank you guys for watching. I hope that that picture of that dude didn't just totally ruin your day or your entire life, because it was really uncomfortably weird to look at, but when we come back next time, we'll have probably more stories to talk about, I'm sure. And this is AMF 1534 saying thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.